Are you effectively connecting with the universal infinite mind? Well, say hey everybody, I'm Eli's dad, welcoming you back to Project Eli, where we educate, lead, and inspire. Today, we conclude our three-part series on effectively using your quiet thinking time productively and how to establish a dialogue with the infinite mind. As always, you're invited to join Eli and me in this educational endeavor. Eli, let's start with a quick review of our previous two lessons. As human beings, we're constantly searching for certainty. It gives us comfort to know that if you perform function A, you will get result B. We also are constantly asking ourselves the question, who am I? We do things based on our beliefs that are chiefly the result of our programming and conditioning. In our first venture in this trilogy, making your quiet thinking time as productive as possible, we examine that many times our mindset is misguided into believing that we are not worthy on the one hand, and that it is always better to give than to receive. We discussed, as creatures of the universe, that we are worthy, and that before you can be an effective giver, you must be an effective and willing receiver. We illustrated that just as other creatures that inhabit our world, plants and animals, receive expectantly and openly, it is nature's way to receive the bounty of the universe because the infinite intelligence wants us to flourish and multiply. Now, if weeds and rodents are worthy to receive, then certainly we as humans are as well. Next, in an effort to receive help from the universal intelligence, we revealed a working blueprint to inspire opening the gateway of communication with the infinite mind, the subconscious mind. It is through this venue that the infinite intelligence plants the seeds of solution by giving us mind flashes, unperceived new angles and paradigms, and unplannable or foreseeable circumstances to help us achieve our goals. Now, when we passionately marry a clearly defined objective with emotion and action, the universe is able to distinguish that one outcome from our 60,000 other daily thoughts and help us achieve. Sometimes the solution comes to us all at once, but most of the time it arrives in bits and pieces, requiring us to capture each puzzle piece. So, some assembly is usually required. Now, to open this invaluable communication link requires certain mental gymnastics that are achievable to all, but require us to seek a state that we called alert relaxation. This unique skill comes more easily to some, but others must practice a regimen to advance and enhance this skill. Now, you did hear the word practice, right? To achieve this skill, you need conscious dedication multiplied by patience. Now, Eli, most people are not even aware that this special link to the infinite mind is available to them. Not realizing that they have Superman skills, they're destined to be Clark Kent 24/7, 365. Now, I urge you, Eli, to invest the time necessary to produce this all-important creative skill. If you're going to have any possibility at all to change your future, you must realize the self-limiting beliefs that cause you to unconsciously self-destruct. These concepts were all discussed in our previous two videos in detail. So if you haven't seen them, I urge you to go back and watch them before you continue on with this one. Now, you see, my son, we are all seeking a shortcut to achievement. Example, give me an energy drink, I need energy right now. Success doesn't always come easily. You got to think about it. If it came naturally, then the ratio of successful people to unsuccessful people would not be 5% successful and 95% unsuccessful. When you examine the habits of the successful, the 1 out of 20, you find that dedicated, disciplined, quiet thinking time is a common thread. As Einstein, certainly a mentor worthy of modeling, expressed it, in order to generate imaginative, out-of-the-box, undisciplined, creative thoughts requires disciplined, structured thinking time. It's a paradox that to achieve a unique imaginative angle requires disciplined practice. It is the discipline that gives us the freedom to imagine creatively. For instance, Eli, when you imagine yourself performing a new move on the basketball court, doesn't it take disciplined practice to perfect that move? Doesn't it take disciplined practice to establish a quote-unquote rhythm to make that move both smooth and effective? Well, so it is with effective thinking. It takes practice to establish an effective rhythm. So let's give some structure to your quiet thinking time so that you may establish an effective rhythm. This personal time must contain a gratitude section, a goal/outcome concentration section, and a wandering freelance section. Let's start with gratitude so that you can see that you are the recipient of many advantages and reinforce a positive mental attitude for you. All right, I'm going to help you. These are my thoughts when I sit down with my quiet thinking time. Now, usually when I realize I'm sitting in my chair, I'm comfortable, my physical condition being very comfortable, I'm thankful. I'm comfortable. Thank you for this feeling of comfort. Thank you for Eli, my son. Thank you for my job. Thank you for my health. Thank you for my health insurance. Thank you for my sense of taste, smell, sight, hearing, and touch. Thank you for my immune system that magically keeps me healthy and heals me. Thank you for the ocean, where I love to snorkel. Now, are you only grateful for electricity after a power outage? Thank you for electricity. Thank you for snow-capped mountains. Thank you for the taste of freshly squeezed orange juice with pulp. Now, I could continue with many more thank yous. In fact, many of my thank yous are personal, as I'm sure most of yours will be. Don't forget to say thank you if something nice happened to your friend, your spouse, child, boss, and yes, even your mother-in-law. So before you get out of your chair, you make sure that you have at least 20 sincere thank yous in your bank. The key word is sincere. I don't want to hear that you can't think of 20 things to be grateful for, Eli, each and every morning. Your gratitude should be limitless. Now, the second step, the last and most important thank you is your affirmation, your goal, your vision, your dream, your burning desire. Thank you for, and then state your dream, your goal, your ambition, and then visualize it. Visualize the end result of your goal in detail. Feel the happiness that you've already achieved it. Be grateful. Gratitude is the healthiest of all human emotions. And then there's the freelance wandering section. This is an opportunity for the infinite mind to deposit seeds for your further consideration. This is one of the places where new ideas, concepts, and paradigms are born. Don't try and figure out where these unique thoughts come from. It's the universal mind remaining anonymous. Eli, isn't it kind of ironic that you must give structured time every day to try and create unstructured creative thought? Perhaps that's why so few people do it. Question. Now, if we have the formula then why are so few people achieving great results? One word answer, Eli: shortcuts. You see, people have a habit of trying to shortcut everything. Sometimes the long way is the easy way. Let me give you an example. When I was personally training a new raw salesperson, one of the rules for success was to do your prospecting for a business product or service in person. As part of the training, I would take my trainee almost literally by the hand and show them how to make the appointment. They'd watch me do it. There are no sales without prospects, isn't that true? Now, we would have sales. I would watch the trainee repeat the process and make sales, and then I would release the trainee to work by themselves. In many instances, immediately after the trainee made calls on their own, there was a level of success. They followed the procedure that they were taught. Then, sometimes, there would be a period of declining sales. As a supervisor, it was my job to discover why. In many cases, the trainee, having experienced a certain amount of success, would stop calling on the businesses in person. They started to use the telephone. Why? Because you can make so many more calls on the phone than you can by walking in person. They were shortcutting the system. It is much more difficult to say no to somebody in person, to their face, than it is over the phone. The result? There were very few appointments being made. Sometimes, Eli, the long way is really the short way. The few, the 5%ers, all recognize that their personal thinking time, which is approximately 15 minutes or so a day, every day, keeps them in a productive, creative rhythm. Eli, in baseball, the difference between being a hitter with a 275 batting average and being a hitter with a 300 batting average is getting one more hit every 40 at-bats over the course of a season. The difference in salary is millions of dollars for the 300 hitter. So a small productive change can produce huge positive results. Keep this in mind. Now, if you found that this lesson was helpful, please enlighten others that may also benefit from it. Please make sure that they and you are subscribed so that you may join us on our next session. Our thought for the day is from Seth Godin. Goes like this: things that look like shortcuts are actually detours disguised as less work. And because we never end our meeting on a philosophical note, remember to always take action and get out there and charge. I'm Eli's dad.